Hello and welcome to week 31 of the Country Garden Crochet Along. And this week we're going to be making the Mini Basketweave stitch. And we're going to be making this into one of the rectangles that's going to fit into the corner. So how do we make it?
Okay, so we're starting with another foundation chain this week. And we're going to make this one on the long edge. So this time you need to make a foundation chain of 37. So again, I've marked that first chain for my hook because that's going to be my turning chain and count as my first stitch. Okay, so to get started, in the fourth chain from your hook, so 1, 2, 3, 4, you're going to make a double crochet. Okay, so that counts as your second stitch. This turning chain is your first stitch. And then we're just going to double crochet in each chain across. So when we get to the end, including that turning chain, you will have 36 double crochet. Sorry, 35 double crochet. Okay, including that turning chain, you'll have 35. Okay, so this is another one row repeat for this stitch, and it's all made with front post and back post double crochet, and it just creates a woven look. So if you've seen proper basket weave stitch, it's done in like sets of 3 or 4. This is done with single stitches, so it's just got a really pretty mini woven look. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and finish this row double crochet, and I shall be back with you in a second. Okay, so I got to the end of my row and I got my 35 double crochet. So now we're going to turn. So row 2 we're going to start the pattern proper. So we turn chain 1 and make a double crochet turning chain in the first stitch. Just grab my stitch marker. So you're going to make a normal double crochet in the first and last stitches. Okay, so in the next stitch we're going to make a front post double crochet. So we're going to insert our hook on the side nearest our turning chain and just push through the post, yarn over, pull through and pull up, and finish as a normal double crochet. So you get a bump on the front. In the next stitch we're going to make a back post double crochet. So this time our hook goes around the back, oops, and around the front, so it pulls our stitch towards the back, pull through and up, and finish as a double crochet. Okay, and the back post pushes those top loops towards the front, so we're going to get that ridge on the front. And that is the repeat for the row: front post, double crochet, back post, double crochet, front post, back post, all the way down. So our next stitch is around the front post, so from the front, push the hook through, around the post, pull up and finish as a double crochet. Now the next stitch is a back post, so the hook goes from around the back and then pulls that backwards, pull up your loop and finish as a double crochet. And then front post again, working from the front, and the next stitch back post, working from the back. And that's it all the way down. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this row, and I'll see you when I get to the end. Okay, so I've got to the end of the row and I've got my last stitch left, which is the turning chain. And you should have a row that looks like this, which at the minute it just looks like a series of ridges. That will change in a bit. So in our last stitch, which is that turning chain, we're going to make a double crochet. Just a plain normal double crochet. Where's my stitch gone? Oof. I've been actually in habit making these too tight, and I've done it again. One in there. There we go. Oops. There we are. Double crochet in there. So now we're going to turn. Well, actually, before we turn, the last stitch before our double crochet is a front post double crochet. But if I turn it round, you can see you've got that ridge at the back, so it now looks like a back post double crochet. So front and back post are essentially the same stitch, they're just the negative images of each other. So if you turn a front post double crochet around, it looks like a back post double crochet, and if you turn a back post double crochet around, it looks like a front post double crochet. So they always look like the reverse of each other. Okay, so row 3, we're repeating the first row, sorry, the second row. So turn, chain 1 and make a double crochet in your first stitch. There we go. Right, so we started row 2 with a front post double crochet, and we're going to do exactly the same here. Because it's the reverse, it just looks different. So front post double crochet, and around the next stitch we do the back post, and you'll start to see the basket weave look come through on this row. So we just do a few. So it's the same as before, alternating between the two stitches. And back post. And you see you've got alternating ridges there, and this is the basket weave look. So once we get a few more rows on, it's going to look like these ridges are going under and coming back over again. So it's a pretty stitch, and it's just that one row repeat that gives it that lovely look. Ooh. No, that was the wrong stitch. Sorry, that should have been a front post. Let's try that again. Front post. There we go. And that's all there is to the mini basket weave. You just keep repeating row 2. Okay, so we're currently on row 3. I've done it again. I can't talk, I'm concentrating on what stitch I'm doing at the same time. You think I'd learnt by now. Right, that's a back post. Okay, so you're repeating row 2 for 12 rows. Okay, so row 12 is your final row for this piece. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this, and I shall see you when I get to the end of row 12. Okay, so there it is, your mini basket weave stitch, and you've got this absolutely beautiful weaving look, and it looks kind of like alternate squares. It's a very pretty piece. So once you've woven in your ends, you then need to whip stitch this onto your main piece, and this one gets attached between your moss stitch panel and your bicolour single crochet panel. To attach it, it's one whip stitch into each stitch, top and bottom. For your sides, you're going to make 2 whip stitches into the side of every even numbered row, so 2, 4, 6 and so on, and 1 whip stitch into the side of every odd numbered row, so 3, 5, 7 and so on, except for row 1, because all the other rows the height gets scrunched down because it's you're making it around the post, but row 1 is a full double crochet row, so you need to make 2 whip stitches into the side of row 1, and then that will give you 19 whip stitches down each side. So once you've done that, that's this week complete, and I shall see you next time for the next stitch. Bye for now.